conspiracy theories uncovered, dark secrets, and midnight tales for curious minds. Imagine this: a quiet evening in a small town where the only sounds are the soft rustle of leaves and the distant hum of crickets. But then, out of nowhere, you hear it, a faint whisper carried by the wind, speaking words that seem almost intentional. You pause, your heart skipping a beat as you try to make sense of what just happened. Was it real, or was it just your imagination playing tricks on you? Before we dive in, tell me, where are you watching from? And what time is it there for you? Than, we love knowing who's out there with us and where in the world you're tuning in from. Whether you're starting your day, winding down at night, or somewhere in between, we want to know what your moment looks like. It's also a great way for us to get to know our audience better and maybe even shape future content around your schedules. Than. So go ahead, drop a comment below and let us know where you are today. We're all ears. Now, back to the story. This wasn't an isolated incident. Across the country, people began reporting similar experiences, strange occurrences that seemed to defy logic. In one case, a man claimed he heard voices coming from his radio late at night, even though it was turned off. Another described seeing shadows moving outside her window, shapes that couldn't possibly belong to anything natural. These stories piled up, each more bizarre than the last, until they caught the attention of someone who decided to investigate further. Than. This person wasn't a professional detective or scientist. They were just an ordinary individual with a keen sense of curiosity and a knack for uncovering hidden truths. Living in a modest home surrounded by dense woods, they spent their evenings poring over old books, articles, and online forums, piecing together fragments of information that others had dismissed as mere coincidence. The room where they worked was filled with the comforting scent of aged paper and faint traces of coffee, creating an atmosphere both calming and charged with anticipation. Than. As days turned into weeks, patterns started emerging. There were references to secret organizations operating in plain sight, manipulating global events without anyone realizing it. Some spoke of advanced technologies hidden away in classified facilities, while others hinted at knowledge so ancient it predated recorded history. Each discovery led to more questions, building a web of intrigue that grew thicker with every passing day. Than. But then came the turning point, the moment when everything changed. While researching late one night, they stumbled upon a document buried deep within a forgotten corner of the internet. It wasn't much at first glance, a simple text file with no author listed, but as they read through it, their pulse quickened. The document outlined a series of events spanning decades, connecting seemingly unrelated incidents into a single, cohesive narrative. Governments falling, economies collapsing, Technological breakthroughs appearing out of nowhere, all tied together by threads so subtle they could easily be overlooked. Then, the conflict deepened as they realized the implications of what they'd uncovered. If true, this meant the world wasn't as random or chaotic as it appeared. Instead, it was being carefully guided by forces working behind the scenes, pulling strings to achieve goals known only to them. And worse yet, these forces weren't acting altruistically. Their motives remained unclear, but the evidence suggested their actions often came at great cost to those unaware of their existence. Then, just as they delved deeper into the mystery, strange things began happening around them. Files disappeared from their computer without explanation. Notes vanished overnight, leaving no trace behind. Even stranger, they started receiving anonymous messages, texts, emails, even phone calls that seemed to warn them to stop digging. At first, they brushed it off as paranoia, but the persistence of these warnings made it hard to ignore. Then came the twist. One evening, after another long session of research, they received a message unlike any other. It didn't come via email or text. Instead, it appeared directly on their screen, typed out letter by letter, as if someone or something was watching them type. The message was short but powerful. You're closer than you think. Then, that single sentence shattered their world. Who sent it? How did they know? More importantly, why were they being targeted now? The answers eluded them, but the message sparked a chain reaction of events that would forever alter their understanding of reality. Then, the climax hit hard. Over the next few days, they discovered connections between the mysterious phenomena they'd been studying and individuals they knew personally. Friends, family members, even colleague Soul seemed entangled in ways they couldn't have imagined. The boundaries between conspiracy theory and everyday life blurred, forcing them to confront uncomfortable truths about the people and institutions they trusted most. Then, in the end, they reached a conclusion both enlightening and unsettling. The world, as we understand it, is built on layers of secrets, some harmless, others devastating. Uncovering these secrets isn't always about exposing villains or saving humanity. Sometimes it's about accepting that the truth is far more complex than we can ever comprehend. Then, as the days stretched into weeks, the curious mind behind this investigation found themselves entangled in a web far more intricate than they had initially imagined. The message, "You're closer than you think," resonated in their thoughts day and night, haunting them like a melody stuck in their head. They couldn't shake the feeling that someone or something was watching, waiting for them to make the next move. The room where they worked became less of a sanctuary and more of a battlefield. Every shadow seemed darker, every sound louder. The rustling of leaves outside their window now sounded deliberate, as if nature itself were conspiring against them. Yet, Amidst the fear and uncertainty, there was an undeniable thriller spark of excitement that kept them going despite the mounting risks. Then, one evening, while sifting through old archives, they stumbled upon a series of photographs taken decades apart but eerily similar in composition. Each photo depicted a group of people standing near a towering monument, its design so unique it appeared almost alien. What made these images even stranger was the presence of one individual who appeared in all of them, unchanged by time. Their face, though slightly blurred in some photos, remained unmistakably the same across each image. Then, this discovery sent shockwaves through their research. Could such a thing be possible? Was this evidence of immortality? Or perhaps something far more sinister, an experiment gone wrong? Or maybe even proof of extraterrestrial involvement? The questions multiplied, each one leading to another until the entire scope of their investigation expanded beyond comprehension. Then, determined to uncover the truth, they reached out to others who might share their curiosity. Through online forums and encrypted messaging apps, they connected with individuals from around the world, all strangers, united by a common goal. Some were scientists, others historians, a few self-proclaimed conspiracy theorists, but together, they formed a network capable of pooling resources and knowledge like never before. Then, among these newfound allies was a woman living in rural Montana. She claimed to possess documents detailing a top-secret government project codenamed Erebus. According to her sources, Erebus involved experiments conducted during the mid-20th century aimed at unlocking the secrets of human consciousness. The details were sparse, but the implications were staggering. Could the strange occurrences being reported worldwide be linked to remnants of this long-forgotten initiative? Then, another ally emerged from London. A retired librarian with access to centuries-old manuscripts stored in the depths of the British Library. Among these texts, she uncovered references to ancient civilizations that possessed advanced knowledge of astronomy, mathematics, and engineering knowledge so profound it rivaled modern achievements. These civilizations, according to the manuscripts, vanished without a trace, leaving behind only cryptic symbols carved into stone tablets. Then, with each piece of information added to the puzzle, the picture grew clearer yet more complex. It became apparent that the phenomena they were investigating weren't isolated incidents, but part of a larger pattern stretching back millennia. Civilizations rose and fell, leaving behind clues encoded in art, architecture, and language. Modern technology, it seemed, was merely rediscovering what had been lost to time. Fun. But the deeper they dug, the more dangerous the journey became. One by one, their allies began disappearing. Messages went unanswered, calls dropped unexpectedly, and accounts vanished overnight. Panic set in as they realized they might be the last person left holding the key to unraveling this mystery. Then, Desperate for answers, they turned their attention to the most peculiar aspect of their findings, the recurring symbol found in nearly every document, photograph, and artifact they'd encountered. This symbol, a spiral intertwined with a starburst, appeared everywhere, from cave paintings in Africa to carvings on temples in Asia. Its meaning, however, remained elusive. Then came the breakthrough. While analyzing high-resolution scans of the photographs featuring the mysterious figure, they noticed something hidden in plain sight. Embedded within the background of each image was a faint watermark, subtle distortion resembling the spiral starburst symbol. Upon closer inspection, the watermark revealed itself to be a map, complete with coordinates pointing to locations scattered across the globe. Without hesitation, they decided to follow the trail, starting with the nearest location, a secluded island off the coast of Manethe, packed their essentials, and set off under the cover of darkness. The journey wasn't easy. Obstacles seemed to appear at every turn, testing their resolve and resourcefulness. But they pressed on, driven by the promise of uncovering the ultimate truth. Upon reaching the island, they discovered ruins buried beneath dense foliage. The structures were unlike anything they'd ever seen. Smooth, seamless surfaces devoid of visible seams or joints. Inside, walls were covered with inscriptions written in a language neither familiar nor entirely foreign. As they translated the text using tools developed during their research, a chilling narrative unfolded. The inscription spoke of a race that once inhabited Earth, possessing knowledge and abilities far surpassing those of humans. These beings, referred to as the Architects, created humanity as a means of preserving their legacy after their civilization faced extinction. However, not all was as it seemed. The Architects' intentions weren't purely altruistic. They viewed humans as vessels, meant to carry forward fragments of their consciousness until the day they could return. The twist came when they realized the truth about the mysterious figure appearing in the photographs. It wasn't a single individual, but rather a manifestation of the Architect's consciousness, existing simultaneously across different timelines. This explained why the figure remained unchanged over decades. It wasn't bound by the constraints of linear time. Armed with this revelation, they understood the gravity of their situation. The messages, warnings, and disappearances weren't random acts of intimidation, but calculated moves by forces still loyal to the Architects. These entities, known as Guardians, ensured the secrets remained hidden, protecting the balance between worlds. The climax hit when they uncovered the final piece of the puzzle, a device concealed within the ruins, designed to awaken dormant memories stored within human DNA. Activating it would unlock untapped potential, granting access to knowledge and abilities previously unimaginable. But with great power came great responsibility and risk. If misused, the device could destabilize reality itself, plunging the world into chaos. Then, faced with this dilemma, they made a choice that would define their legacy. Instead of activating the device immediately, they documented its existence and shared the information with trusted allies worldwide. By dispersing the knowledge, they hoped to prevent any single entity from monopolizing its power. Then, in the aftermath, life returned to a semblance of normalcy, though nothing was truly the same. The world continued spinning, oblivious to the revelations unearthed by one curious mind. Yet deep down, they knew the truth: the universe was infinitely more vast, mysterious, and interconnected than anyone dared to imagine. Then, so, what do you think happened to the curious mind behind this investigation? Did they succeed in awakening humanity to its true potential, or did they merely scratch the surface of something far greater? Let me know in the comments below. Share your theories, your wildest guesses, and your deepest musings. Together, we can continue exploring the mysteries that bind us all. And remember, sometimes the best stories aren't the ones we hear, but the ones we create together. Thank you for joining me tonight. Sleep well, dream big, and until next time, keep questioning. Then, so, what do you think happened to the curious mind behind this investigation? Let me know in the comments below. Did they uncover the ultimate truth? Or did they simply scratch the surface of something infinitely larger? Whatever your thoughts may be, sharing them helps build a community of curious minds eager to explore the mysteries of our universe together. Thanks for joining me on this journey tonight. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and remember, the truth is always stranger than fiction.